Yeah, how's it going? Today is 27th of October, Sunday, and we're gonna be taking a look at the market, what kind of opportunities we can find. In today's video, we're gonna be, we should be taking a look at finances and where future opportunities might be. We will try to do it, and we're gonna be taking a look at potentially some of the operating systems. So that would be a Linux, which might be important, but there might be some articles that was published, and let's try to understand what's happening with Linux, and perhaps there might be alternatives to Linux. Even though Linux might be great, but anyway, so it's not necessarily going to be a very positive video, I guess. But before we do that, let's begin with UK, and from there, let's progress to Germany, and perhaps later touch on what's happening with Linux, right? Anyway, new first article that we new National Quantum Laboratory to open up access to quantum computing. With quantum computing, there might be opportunities for different operating systems in place, right? Unleashing a revolution in AI, energy, healthcare, and more. Previously, we potentially were taking a look at banking and a couple other sectors, I believe. But there might be faster computers, all these kind of things, right? Newly opened quantum computing center will be home for new quantum computers designed to push the boundaries of what is possible with technology. Briefly, right, we won't be delving deeper since to have access to some of those computers, it can take too much time. It's way better just to have your own computer. Newly opened National Quantum Computing Center will help deliver breakthrough in AI, energy, healthcare, and more. The new facility at there is a location name. Let's keep that. Will be home to 12 quantum computers, each designed to push boundaries of what is possible with the emerging technologies. So potentially, maybe. As of now, there might be just a handful of operating systems. One most promising that would be Linux, which I would like to pursue. But before I do that, I would like to understand a little bit better is it worth pursuing and if Linux would be compatible to perhaps even quantum computers, right? I have a lot of hopes, but I don't know yet. So we're gonna be weighing out should or would be possible, should we do it, all those kind of things. So it's not necessarily in a bad way, other than perhaps we would be looking to address some of the risk involved when it comes to pursuing this particular operating system, or is it better to designing new operating system? But I heard a lot of things, good things about it, but we will try to understand it just a second, right? Next article, so we're still taking a look at UK and some of the most recent press releases and something that's happening, right? That will be additional investment. Then it comes to Cornwall. I'm not sure if they have enough people, but perhaps approach that Cornwall might have that would be not that how many people they have, but what those people can do. Most recent plans were introducing additional 500 people into the area, but that's not necessarily has been confirmed. We're gonna be taking a look at what Germany is doing when it comes to issuing a lot of visas for people to travel and do a lot of work. Even if right now we're gonna be taking a look at additional buildings, all those kind of things. Someone needs to be inside of those buildings and tackle some of those issues, including in Cornwall is pursuing lithium extraction, all those kind of things. But biggest, if not, it should be at the top of the problems might be how many people are available. Anyway, defense infrastructure operations and Royal Navy mark milestones in a major project of Royal Navy Air Station. We can take a look at and we'll try to understand about very briefly, right? But with the Defense Infrastructure Organization, the Royal Navy have concluded contract signing and all groundbreaking ceremony for major construction projects at Royal Navy Air Station, which should be important. This marks as the beginning of work of close to 100 million project to replace and refurbish the 820 Naval Air Squadron. Okay, so it might be missions that and all capabilities that would be able to carry out when it comes to defense and all rescue missions, all these kind of things, right? Associated office buildings and all full replacement of engineering training school. So since myself, I was only focusing on this particular area. Future development and capabilities, perhaps research and development area, and how much people Cornwall would have opportunity to work with. I believe they should think. I do understand. I do understand it. But anyway, so that's engineering training school. They might be able to take a look at this area since I was trying to find what other trainings available might be life science, right? I'm happy to see that they look at engineering training. That's very, very important, by the way. It is making sure that this training school will be successful. They would need to have a lot of people coming in, right? And they would need to fill in classrooms, all these kind of things, right? So I don't know how we're gonna be able to achieve this part. Everything what else they're doing is great, right? Briefly, right? So something that was sent to me that would be since we are taking a look at a lot of opportunities when it comes to military spending, it's just something that potentially government is taking a look at. But I thought I'll touch on other areas. Perhaps Cornwall itself, they might be interested in pursuing other opportunities, including farming and all food security, agriculture, all this kind of areas. So that would be, I believe, would be more important. Security is important and military spending, but it could be a long-term way of thinking and without the food every day, it would be a lot harder. Well, again, I don't know. Anyway, so there would be other opportunities when it comes to developing and or training of personnel. It's something that was potentially the website. All this information was updated recently. And for people who are interested, they can reach out potentially and or tackle some of the agriculture sector issues when it comes to engineering. So we're not putting enough attention on this particular area while taking a look at only military. And in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at potentially influx of people and what kind of operating systems many engineers should focus on potentially, since there might be just a handful available in the market as of now, right? Let's progress. Let's take a look at the next article, something that was published recently. That would be Germany quadruples visa offers to BRICS giant, right? Since there was a lot of issues with Canada, or Canada have decided to pursue different strategy when it comes to visas. And if so, perhaps there are alternatives in the market, as well as we were taking a look at Cornwall, we were taking a look at different colleges, right, where skilled professionals would be very needed if you're running a business and you're looking to sell training. And we can potentially take a look at food security, not necessarily just military. Well, anyway, India has revealed that Berlin has pledged to sharply increase the number of visas issued and to skilled workers, which should be important. But when I'm bringing in Canada, that would be something that they have decided. So if they decided to do it, it's good. Let them do it. It's perfectly fine. Germany is to increase annual visas quota for skilled workers from India from 20,000 to 90,000. India's Prime Minister Narom, let's keep names, revealed, let's keep names again, has specified that India workers in medical and nurse care, as well as IT, are particularly welcome. IT professionals is something myself most likely gonna need a lot of, and in today's video we're taking a look at operating systems. If we were to decide to build a different operating system, those IT specialists would be very, very important, as well as IT and from software. Since I'd rather give more opportunities and professionals can decide for themselves, I believe engineers, not necessarily just IT engineers, but engineers that will be able to build things, would be important as well. It's something that they, in particular India, should focus more perhaps on infrastructure and how to build more robust infrastructure. And no one's talking about it. Perhaps a handful of people, right? That's it. I don't think there's going to be anything else in this article. Briefly, right? Just keeping this video up to you, perhaps just over 10 minutes, not longer, right? So that will be for anyone who is interested in building any of those IT projects potentially, or solving some of those problems, they might consider what operating system they should use. And there might be a lot of operating systems in the market as of now, but there was a lot of issues with data and how governments would force a lot of business leaders into sharing a lot of that data, all these kind of things, right? So I thought we can take a look at Linux and what. Since founder is from Finland, perhaps I do understand a lot of things where he's coming from, but all these kind of things, right? But anyway, Linux creators, files programmers connected to Russia. Linus, let's keep name, indicated that he was biggest bias against the country as a native of Finland while explaining his reasons. So I believe he has dual citizenship. Just bringing and or taking a look at other people who had dual citizenship, that would be perhaps Italian and France dual citizenship, as well as what things have happened to that individual. So I thought it might be important to take a look at and or try to understand how that data would be shared and who would access and or perhaps asks to build a backdoor into entire system. So I thought I'll touch on it, as well as we can take a look at evaluation of Linux. That will be evaluation of Linux has grew significantly, reflecting its broadening impact across the tech and or business landscape. In 2023, Linux was evaluated at around 18.3 billion, which is great, and potentially would hopefully if we can increase that valuation by 5 times at least in the next couple of years, if more IT professionals would be interested in pursuing this particular operating system than designing some of these projects with. But again, it just weigh out alternatives in the market, and if you something yourself interested in. It seems that Linus is doing a lot of things when it comes to staff that is working for them, right, or entire company, right? Thanks for watching. See you next one.